Hi, first grade. Mrs. Wyatt here. We're going to do some problem solving together today. You practiced problem solving last week with Mrs. Reeser, and you were working on a level 2. Today we're going to do some more practice with that level 2 problem solving. So if we look at our rubric and our scales here, we can see that at a level 2, I can solve word problems with numbers within 20. I know when to add and subtract. I can write the equation and solve it. I know the parts that we really need practice with is knowing when are we adding and when are we subtracting. How do we write our equation? What does our equation look like? And then we can solve it. So we're going to do some level 2 problem solving practice today. We're going to do a couple of problems together, and then you're going to do a problem on your own. So if you have your notebook, or if you have a piece of paper handy, please get that ready for us. And when we get to the part where you're working on your own, you can do your work on your paper and send a picture to your teacher. But for right now, I just want you to listen and think. Listen and think. So we learned a strategy for solving problems and how we need to think about all the information in the problem, and we called that cubes. We know the C stands for circle the numbers. Do that with me. Take your finger, say, circle the numbers. The U stands for underline the question. Take your finger, say, underline the question. The B stands for box the clue words. Take your finger, draw a box. Box the clue words. Then we're going to write the equation. And I think about the equation, I think about adding or subtracting. So you can make a plus sign with your fingers and a minus sign with your fingers. And the S means we're going to solve it. We're going to figure it out. Tap your brain and say solve it. So we're going to use our cubes to help us every time we're problem solving. The first time we'll read the problem and just listen. The second time we'll go back and look for the pieces we need to solve it. So from my first problem, it says, I ate 3 cookies for lunch. Then I ate 7 more cookies for dinner. How many total cookies did I eat? Okay, so we read it, we're thinking, we're listening, we're thinking. I can probably kind of picture this in my head. Cookies for lunch, cookies for dinner. All right, now this time when I read it, I'm gonna start working on my cubes. I ate 3 cookies for lunch. Oh, I heard a number. I'm gonna circle that 3. Then I ate 7 more cookies for dinner. Oh, I heard a number. I'm gonna circle that 7. How many total cookies did I eat? So I see my question mark there. That's my question. I'm going to underline my question. How many total cookies did I eat? That's important because that's what I'm trying to figure out. How many cookies did I eat? Lunch and dinner, how many cookies was that? All right, my B stands for box the clue words. Clue words help me figure out if I'm adding or subtracting. And they can be anywhere in the problem, but there's usually at least one clue word in the question. So that's where I'm going to look first. I heard the word total, and that tells me what to do. I also heard in the problem that I ate 7 more cookies, so I'm going to box that too. More and total. What do those words tell you to do, boys and girls? Do they tell you that we're adding and getting bigger, or subtracting and getting less? I'm going to use a picture to help me to figure this out. The clue words are one way. The picture also helps me. So let's think it in our head and draw a picture. I ate 3 cookies for lunch. So there's my 3 cookies. Then I ate 7 more cookies for dinner. So there's my 7 dinner cookies. I'm going to count to make sure. Lunch, 1, 2, 3. That matches. dinner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That matches. Did I take anything away in my picture? Did I cross anything out? No, I didn't. I'm going to put my lunch cookies and my dinner cookies together. And what am I doing? Am I adding with a plus sign or subtracting? You're right, I'm adding. So now I'm going to write my equation. My equation is going to use the numbers that I circled. And I can also think about my picture to help me. I had 3 cookies for lunch, plus I had 7 cookies for dinner. I can count it in my picture. I can also grab and count. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So my answer always has to have a label. 10 what? What am I reading about in this problem? I ate 10 cookies. All right. So we're still listening and thinking. We're going to do another problem together, and then you're going to work on the last problem on your own. I still have my cubes here to help me. Say it with me, boys and girls. Circle the number. Underline the question. Box the clue words. Write the equation and solve. This problem says, I have 14 crayons in my art box. 5 of them got lost. How many crayons are still there? Okay, I read it one time. I'm kind of imagining this in my brain. I'm going to go ahead back this time and do my cubes. I have 14 crayons in my art box. 14 is a number. I'm going to circle it. 5 of them got lost. 5 is a number. I'm going to circle it. How many crayons are still there? I see my question mark, so there's my question. I'm going to underline it. The whole question. Now's the time to box my clue words. What are the words that tell me if I should add or subtract? Well, I told you already, we usually find clue words in the question, so that's where I'm going to look first. How many crayons are still there? Well, when it says still there, that gives me a clue. If I'm asking how many are still there, am I getting more or taking away? I also heard a clue with the word lost. When we lose things, do they go away or do I get more? So I can think about, am I adding or subtracting? Now I'm going to draw my picture to help me. I have 14 crayons in my art box. So I'm going to start off with 14 crayons. There's 14. Let me count to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 5 of them got lost. So if my crayons are getting lost, am I going to draw more crayons? I don't think so. I'm going to get rid of some crayons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rest of these crayons are the ones that are still there, and that tells me my answer. So when I write my equation, boys and girls, am I adding or subtracting? You're right, I'm subtracting. I took away, I crossed them out. So I always start with my big number when I subtract. I had 14 crayons. That's what the problem told me. I lost 5, so I'm going to put a minus sign and 5. And what's left, I can count it in my picture. I can also count back. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. There are 9 crayons left, and my answer has a label, 9 crayons. All right, good work. Now's the time when you can pick up your pencil and you can start to write. You're not going to write anything down except for your picture, your equation, and your answer. So the things that go in the boxes is what you're going to write. I do not want you to write the problem. That's not a good use of our time. We can just listen. And if you need to pause the video so that you can do your writing and you can look back at the problem, that is a great idea. So first I'm going to think about my cubes. Circle the number. Underline the question. Box the clue words. Write the equation and solve. Figure it out. There are 9 fish in the pond. 7 fish got caught. How many fish are still there? Okay, I read the problem. I'm thinking about it. I'm imagining it. Now I'm going to do my cubes. There are 9 fish in the pond. 7 fish got caught. How many fish are still there? When I box my clue words, I'm thinking still there. That tells me if I'm adding or subtracting. Boys and girls, your job in your notebook or on your piece of paper is to draw a picture if that helps you. If you don't think you need a picture, it's okay to go ahead and do the equation and your answer. You're going to do your work in your notebook, practicing with level 2 problem solving, and ask your grown-up to take a picture and send it to your teacher so she can see how smart you are and how big your brain is getting. Your teachers are proud of you and we miss you. Good work today, boys and girls.